Michael, it's so great to meet you. I've actually known Rod for a very long time,
Oh, he's
and
awesome.
so I've known about this movie. I know he loves football. I'm amazed we haven't met because I actually used to write for Superhero Hype while you were doing
Oh,
all the Fantastic Four stuff, and I
right.
talked to Tim Story a bunch for that, and for I mean, I've talked to him a lot over the years. We
So
never
we've
met.
been doing this for a while. So here we
Pretty
are,
much,
finally. Better
pretty
late than
much.
never.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. And I love this movie. It's a very special movie. I am not a football fan in the slightest, and I loved it. I was
Well, it's
really
more than
impressed.
a football film, isn't it? It's a
Totally.
redemption tale, man. And that's really, yeah, the football is the backdrop for it, to be sure, but it's not about football. It's about this guy redeeming himself and making good on, for the poor choices he made as a kid and also trying to break the chain of violence and the sins of the father upon him. So, hey, man, that's great storytelling. And Rod Lurie's a great storyteller.
Okay.
And I got to give props not just to Rod Lurie, but the whole group. Like Bob did a great job with this script.
Hmm.
Eisele. Um, the guy that blows my mind is Mark Ciardi. Mark Ciardi, the producer of this film, he's produced some of the best sports films of all time.
Oh, wow.
Miracle,
Sure.
Secretariat, uh, Invincible. They just it's like a litany. The Rookie, like all these great sports films, right? He was a Major League Baseball pitcher himself,
Mm.
turned producer, and he knew, hey man, sports, do what you know. I'm a sports guy. I know great stories when I find them. And he heard this story. He traveled out to where Mike is, and it's not easy to get where he was in Sol Ross. You know, I'm forgetting the name of the town offhand.
Hmm.
Anyway, he went all the way out there, 3 hour drive after two flights, and he met with Mike. And, he got the rights to this story in 2007. So it took him 18 years to make this
Wow.
movie.
Amazing.
18
Amazing.
years, man. You hear this about independence all the time. Like,
Sure.
oh, it took me 3 years to make this movie. It took me 5 years to make this movie. For 18?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's some hardcore Olympian, like, perseverance, man.
Yeah. And it took a long time to come out too, which is amazing to me because I watched the movie and I'm like Disney would have released this movie, 5, 10 years ago. This would be a Disney movie would have released
Yeah,
it
but
and
it was
been great. Yeah.
that had nothing to do with the quality of the picture or
Hmm.
anything
Yeah.
like it. It's because of where we were in space and time in terms of, look, for, without going into the whole litany, we
Hmm.
were at 600 shows a year, peak production, and we knew that all it would take was a catalyst to make a major contraction. Well, a pandemic,
No, sure.
two strikes, and a major recession
Yeah.
created this huge contraction where no one did anything for a while. Everyone went like, there was only very precious few things moving forward. We had a glut of product in the market that couldn't get out into the
Yeah.
world. Like it created, it's like 6 lanes of traffic all of a sudden squeezing down into one emergency lane. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the movie came out, it got made. One of my questions I
Yeah.
had for you is obviously, some actors I've talked to who play real people don't want to meet the real person. They want to be able to basically just go from the script. I was curious about you because I feel like this movie, you kind of have to know Mike Flynt and talk to him and get in his head a little bit.
I wanted to meet him
Mhm.
and I wanted to talk to him, and that's it. Well, Mike Flint was right there every shot of the movie.
Oh, wow.
He and his wife. So I was like, he's still here. Is he going? And that no. And I was a little daunted by that initially, but it just turns out that they're just such lovely people, down to earth, salt of the earth people who are so grounded and unobtrusive. He wasn't there to give me notes or to lord himself over me, and nothing of the kind. He ended up being a major asset for me. He ended up being a resource. So I could, I ended up coming to him all the time and going like, "Hey, Mike, when this happened, what happened?
Mm.
How'd you feel about it?" And or Eileen, did you really go at him at that time? And both Mary Stewart and I both tapped into them a lot. So that ended up being something that I'd never been through because I've done a number of roles where I've played real people and didn't want them anywhere near me,
Mm.
mainly because of the intimidation factor, also because of how how deeply you want to please them, you want to please their family, if it's in the case of a person who's not alive. And I've had varying degrees of success with that
Mm.
and failure with that. Um, you know, I mean, I'll say it. The Belushi story was a disaster for me. It was a debacle and a disaster, and it nearly cost me my whole career.
Wow.
So the idea of having the person that I was going to play sitting right off camera was daunting to say the least. But ironically, it ended up being great,
Mm.
phenomenal thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Mary Stewart because I was really, I mean, I love that she's having this. She's doing some great stuff now. Everyone knows her obviously from some kind of wonderful, and it's wonderful seeing her do this. Can you talk about like working with her on this?
Yeah, listen. I've been a huge fan for many years. My wife dragged me to go see Fried Green Tomatoes, and I ended up
Mm.
ugly crying at the end of that movie, and just like, "Oh my god, this movie!" I became a huge fan of hers. Saw all of her movies, and then the idea that I was going to get to work with her was thrilling to me. And then you know how when you meet heroes sometimes and they suck.
Mm.
This was the polar opposite. She couldn't have been. She's like eclipsed who she is in the movies. She's so lovely, really, just a great person and a great talent and a graceful. I just can't say enough about Mary Stuart Masterson. She's just that person,
Mm.
and we had a wonderful relationship and rapport immediately on set and on camera, and it just translates. I think it's there in the movie.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
see that there's a love and care with each other, so I'd work with her every day and twice on Sunday.
Mm. I want to ask about the physicality of this role because obviously, I mean, it's
Oh,
really funny. I feel like there's going to be a lot of guys in our age who played football in high school and college who are like, "Oh yeah, I can do that." But
yeah,
I mean,
go
you
ahead,
taking on this role and like, what was it like having to do some of those scenes where it was just,
dude. Listen, I was an athlete growing up, and I was very, I've done a lot of athletic stuff in my career, certainly during the Shield run,
Sure.
and the Fantastic Four movies. But then, I've changed and transformed. I've gained a lot of weight for roles and lost it. Unfortunately, I had gained a lot of weight right before it when I was doing the Red Auerbach role in Winning Time,
Mhm.
so that I only had 6 weeks to try to, get ready for this. But I ended up getting in certainly linebacker shape, looking shape for it. The next day, trying to get up, literally going like, and not, literally not being able to move and having to just take 20 minutes to just move. It was daunting, man. It was hard. And but your brain fools you, like I so wanted to be up for this and I worked so hard at it. And no, at least I was the captain of my football team in high school. Um, and that muscle memory really helped me because I knew the position. I played linebacker. I knew how to do it. So it wasn't like completely foreign to me. It just had been 40 years. So is that old expression like it's like getting on a bike again? You at first you're a little wobbly, but then like, oh, hey, yeah, okay, yeah, and it started to get good to me. But then I started running into 24-year-olds, and that wasn't working out so great. uh,
Listen, man, it's a really wonderful film, really special. I'm glad I'm a big booster of this. I mean, I love Rod.
Thank you.
I love this movie's coming out finally, and I think people are gonna find it. Maybe, it's hard, it's a tough market, like you say, a lot
Well,
of
yeah,
stuff.
man. Listen, we're a little movie. We're up against Goliath right now.
Mm.
Listen, we don't have a huge P&A budget. But we
Sure.
got to have that word of mouth, and we know that, and we do know because we're putting it in 2,000 theaters that there's an audience for this movie. When people, get word of it, they'll come see it.
Great. Thanks, man. Great meeting you.
Cheers, brother.
Hopefully we talk again soon. See ya.
Hope so too.